You need to get these now at the Sephora sale because no other content creator is brave enough to say that these are now half the size for twice the price.
I do not like it. I do not care for it. I do not want green eggs and ham. Sam, I am. Girl, back up. The original use.
Yeah.
As a nipple tint for exotic dancers. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
And they kept
Dumbledore.
I can almost forgive you wanting to try that if you want to look green and gray. So more power to you, mama. And it doesn't strip me.
Oh, no.
I hate the word flub. I have a question.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I do want to. Ew. Yeah.
You want to put BeneTint on your nipples?
I told you never to bring that up. What was you never watched Veep, right?
No.
Oh my God. There's an amazing scene of Tony Hale and Julia Louis-Dreyfus like fighting in the closet, and he's like, I do everything for you. I've done unspeakable things. And she's like, Memorial Day? And he's like, I didn't say that. You told me to never speak of that. And something happened that they allude to. That's the BeneTint. Yeah. You know what? I put BeneTint on my nipples because okay.
So hi, welcome back to another episode of Beautiful Unbothered.
This feels nice.
This feels good.
This feels nice.
Good. Yeah. Well, your hands are so warm.
Thank you.
Wow, and not clammy. They feel warm, human.
Thank you.
Wouldn't have thought.
I was going to say thank you. I don't know. It started as a compliment and went down a different path. Yeah.
Well, that's us.
That's me, though.
Yeah. Well,
that's me.
But yeah, welcome back to a new episode. What are we, before we get into all the shenanigans and catching people up, what are we talking about today mainly?
We are talking about our picks for the Sephora sale, which starts April 5th.
For VIB Rouge. And then as you all know, they always go by tier. So then it's VIB and then Beauty Insiders, which
that starts on April 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, just make it, at this point, just make it all the same day.
Because you know what?
Everyone gets the same discount.
Because you know what's shady? I know, girl. Because you know what's shady about it? And part of me can wrap my head around giving a bigger discount if you're a higher tier because you spend more money. But sure. I don't like the date aspect of it because it's almost like if something is super popular, let's let it sell out to the first group. That's weird. That's, you know what I mean? That feels
wrong.
Exactly. That I don't like. I do wish it started for everybody on the same day.
And for VIB Rouge, I think they should even do 20% off for every single person. In VIB Rouge, they get a week maybe where they get 25% off.
Exactly. Just give it, make the sale the same. I get maybe giving a bigger discount. So we're going to tell you what our picks are, as well as things that you are definitely going to get influenced by other people that we're telling you. We're going to de-influence and tell you you do not need them. Don't fall for the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
So we have that. And I will also say as well, when you're done with this, if you haven't seen it already, another great video to watch for recommendations is our best of 2023 videos at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
The best of makeup and then the best of skincare and fragrance. Because in this video, we are talking about makeup, skincare, and fragrance, which as well, our criteria for this is kind of, you don't need any of this, but
these
it's
would be
worth
our
splurging
picks.
Because they're on sale. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what we're diving into. But back to what you were saying.
What was I saying? Was I saying
on the nipples?
Oh my God, that's right. So back in the day when I was getting trained by a Benefit brand rep who shall remain nameless because I felt like this was a weird bit of information to give a Sephora employee during training. This was something that she said. She was like, oh yeah, the origin of BeneTint was for, I'm going to say, dancers that back in the day, they would put BeneTint on the nipples to make them appear more pink, more red. And then I was like, no. And then I'm not even kidding. I think if you even Google it, I didn't believe her. And then when I looked it up, I was almost more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The original use.
Yeah.
As a nipple tint for exotic dancers. Yeah. Could you imagine? Being the owners
What's that
of Benefit.
Song? God, I can't think of it, but it's all I'm thinking about now. She's a dancer. She dances for money. And
Donna Summer.
It's old school. It's really old school. She's a dancer. She dances for money. It's basically.
That sounded more poetic. She's a dancer.
Emily Dickinson is what I'm thinking of.
For money.
Yeah, kind of along those lines.
She didn't want to do it, but she had to put bread on the table.
Girl, I'd do it half the time. I almost, God.
Girl, you would be doing Megan dancing.
I'd be so lazy.
You'd be like,
yeah. Oh my God. You want to tell the people what you ate for lunch?
Oh, you know what? So, okay. I had a dental procedure this morning. And
let's talk about that.
So
Girl,
I don't know.
We're done with doctors.
And you know what? Because a lot of you have come to my rescue. So maybe somebody can tell me in the comments. So as of recently, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's because I might grind my teeth slightly at night. I'm not sure. But as of recently, every time I drink something ice cold, if I have like water, anything chilled, I get a shooting pain in what feels like one of my teeth.
Yeah.
And it goes up. If the drink is in my mouth too long. So even if it like hits contact, if it's in there for a second, it's shooting. Shooting pain in only one part of my mouth. So I'm like, okay, there's something wrong. There's a cavity. There's I'm missing a filling, whatever, something.
Yeah.
A couple days go by, I finally get appointment. Like I get an appointment with the dentist and I go in and it was today and they tell me, they go searching. First of all, do you want to crack up? I wanted to save in case we talked about it.
Yeah.
They start doing, so it's on this side. They start doing x-rays in this side of my mouth. So I'm thinking, oh, it's an x-ray. So it'll just like somehow, I don't know. I'm not a dentist.
Yeah.
So I start doing it. The guy comes in, he starts examining on this side and he goes, well, I don't see anything. And I go, and I like push him away and I'm like, it's on this side of my mouth. And the girl goes and he looks at the dental assistant. She was like, oh, I don't know. I thought he pointed to the other side. And I was like, you didn't ask me. So don't throw me under the bus, mama.
Totally.
So they take x-rays and they were like, oh, we don't really see anything. And I was like, okay.
That's what I'm saying, because it's not, and I get it. I don't want to hear anybody. It's not all doctors. It's not all dentists, but let's be real.
Yeah.
I am just so tired of the lack of empathy and
feeling
as if when you go to the doctor, any doctor, they are bothered that you're there. They sit down with this attitude of like, what? That's what you're faced with. And I'll never forget one time I went in for like my yearly physical, by the way, that the nurse schedules for me. Yeah. And I come in and this like a nurse comes in, an older gentleman, and he's like, as God is my witness, just like this. What are you here for? And I'm like, because I'm also still like 10 years old and like my mom always brought me to the doctor. I use that lingo. So I'm like a checkup, because that's what my mom used to call it. So I'm like, my checkup. And he's like, what? And I'm like a physical? I don't know, like my yearly thing or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
But you put this emphasis on getting a physical done every year.
You made me schedule this, and you're acting as if you're making me feel like a fool, a foolish bitch.
You're making me feel like a foolish bitch
for even coming in.
It's not even April yet.
What is that attitude?
Yeah, I don't like it because it's. And then when you go in with an ailment, they make you feel like, well, you're an idiot for having this problem. And I'm like,
and the narrative is always listen to your body. This part of my body is screaming.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that, like,
I don't see anything. Yeah. And then they do all their digging and poking. And they were like, well, we don't really see and I will give him credit. He was like, I have a theory. He's like, let me see if this works. He takes like the air gun and starts like and pushing air to see if that would trigger it. And there was times where he would go by and then I'm like, ooh, I was like, let me
this face.
Let me root around in your attic and cellar.
Root toot Rudy.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I feel that. Yeah. And then he was like, okay. He's like, let's do it again. And then he would go by the same area apparently, which I couldn't tell. And he was like, nothing. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, well, that was the same place. And I said, okay, well, I can't like make it happen and dance. I was like, it just happens when it happens.
Yeah.
And then
you tell me why it's hurting sometimes and not other times.
And then I was like, well, cold water is usually the trigger, not hot. Yeah. And he was like, okay, this is cold enough, and puts the water. I was like, that's not cold water. I was like, I'm talking like ice cold
water.
Like drinks that are
with ice in them.
Yeah. I was like, why is this a hard concept for you to like get here?
Yeah.
I was like, that water is warm tap water that you're putting in my mouth.
Yeah.
Nothing again, goes poking around and then goes, all right, well, I'm not going to numb you. I said, okay. I said, what am I walking away with then? I said, I'm going to have this pain.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I'm going to put a desensitizing gel basically on the whole backside of your teeth on all of them. Because I don't know which ones, because sometimes the air would be like in a different spot. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
great. Thinking that that's going to be the solve. Because then he's like, well, I don't want to fill it for no reason because I don't know what I'm filling. And I was like, okay, but that sounds like it's a better move. Yes. I'd rather have more filling than less.
Exactly. Oh, and you know what it is? Normalize doctors saying, I don't know. Because that's
Let me
what
find
that
out
was.
for you.
That he doesn't know. He
And
doesn't
then
know what the problem
What
is.
do I get?
And he's going to gaslight you into thinking that there's actually nothing wrong. So, you know what? Since you're a hypochondriac, let me just give you this thing and whatever. But then the gag is, then he says,
then I'm on my way out. He's like, okay, well, you're all set. And then, mind you, I get up from the chair. I have the cotton in my mouth. So I said, so can I take this out of my mouth yet or not?
That almost went up my nose.
And he turns around and looks at the dental assistant and she looks at him. She was like, and she holds out her hand. I go digging in my mouth to get it out. You have gloves on. I don't.
That's
my
what I'm
hands
saying.
aren't clean. So I was like digging in my mouth and I pulled it out and I put it like it was a child putting gum in their parents' hand.
A wet octopus hitting
And I was
floor.
like, here you go. And then as I'm getting up, he hands me a paper, a Listerine sheet of what Listerine to go get. And he goes, yeah, this one helps with sensitive teeth. I said, it's not like I over whitened my teeth and I have sensitivity.
General sensitivity.
This is, I'm talking about a specific tooth. This is not in my whole mouth.
I know.
I don't know what to do and I came to you for help. And then, icing on the fucking cake, I get a text before we come upstairs to film.
Yeah.
From the dental, like
hygienist.
No, not the hygienist. From
receptionist.
Like the receptionist, and it's like a cool thing. They could just text you about your appointments.
Yeah,
and she goes, "Kevin, so sorry, forgot to tell you, this isn't covered by your insurance." Now I can't wait.
That's what I mean.
See what this will cost me because the X-rays are apparently not covered because this was like whatever, and the desensitizing gel is not covered by my insurance. So I can't wait to see what kind of bill I get.
I'm gonna guess, and we'll update you on it.
I'm gonna guess 600.
Over 1,000 for X-rays and everything. Absolutely over 1,000.
Yeah, I wonder but I went.
At least I'm putting over 1,000.
I guess
Where prices right now.
I mean, but this is so fucked up because now
that's why I don't go to the doctor.
Because now I'm in pain and now what?
And he even said to you, he goes, so put the desensitizing gel on and use this Listerine. It will feel 50% better in 4 weeks. Okay.
If not more.
So let's break this down. So if there's not a problem, what are you telling me? Why are you giving me this and what's going to feel better? The hypocrisy of nothing's wrong with you. You're a hypochondriac, but here is something to make what you're saying feel better, I think. So do you believe me or do you not believe me? That's what I'm saying. And you always say this and people get like pissy with you. If you spent more than 5 minutes trying to figure out what was actually wrong, that's what I came in for. But it's always just turn and burn. I'm giving you 10 minutes max, including the whole, hygienist setting you up, whatever. So the dentist is in your presence for 3 minutes. Bothered of, I have someone after you. And don't come at me like, no, they don't, because they forgot to take the cotton out of your mouth. So that's what I'm saying. It's these little baby things of you're not a priority to me. So then don't waste my time and don't make me now have to pay $1,000 for Colgate Listerine or Sensodyne that I could have just gone and got myself.
I'm going to punch you because I literally was in the aisle and I bought Sensodyne toothpaste too.
Which is for general sensitivity, not one tooth giving you shooting fucking pains every time something cold is in your mouth. That is not a Sensodyne issue.
I hate to even be like this because every time I drink something, if I don't swallow it immediately, I almost want to put it to the test and see if I still have it. Now that it's been hours.
Let the cold sit by the tooth. Tooth pain sucks. It shouldn't hurt at all. That's the point. It should not hurt at all. So speaking of not hurting at all, what'd you have for lunch? So this one is always complaining whenever we record about 2 hours in. He'll just be like, oh, I have a stomach ache. I don't feel good. I don't know why I don't feel good.
Hence the, when I left the dentist's office, I said, okay, like what's protocol with this sensitizing gel? Like eating, drinking after. I said, I don't want to wear it off. I want to let it do its thing. So they said, wait at least 20 minutes. I go to Walgreens and I go to pick up the Listerine and the Sensodyne toothpaste that I was like, okay, let me try this too. Was walking through and I was like, damn, I'm hungry. So then I go get more Alani's.
Energy
So
drink.
I was like, okay, let me go get those. And then I was like, ooh, I'm a little peckish. I want a snack. So then I saw pistachios. So I was like, ooh, pistachios. I was like, ooh, salt and pepper, regular. Yeah, gimme. And then I was like, ooh, what are those? I said, ooh, girl, beef jerky.
Oh.
And
you're really trying to sell this like you were hand selecting like fucking Snow White in the woods. A nice balanced lunch. You're really selling this.
I really was like, I walked into that aisle, and because of yesterday, you had beef jerky from whatever brand sent you beef jerky, which odd. So then I'm like, ooh, teriyaki original. And then they had jalapeno. Good thing I didn't get that one, girl. I got teriyaki and I ate the whole bag. And it was like a smaller portion. It was like a half-size bag. And I was
sits on my couch and fucking demolishes. I'm like a bag of beef jerky, then takes out salt and pepper pistachios, and then says, as I'm making fun of you for that, goes, and I also got these, and it was fucking like sour gummies. And you wonder why you have a stomach ache.
Yeah. I had a couple of them, they were garbage. And I said, the rumblings going on.
Your stomach has been screaming for the past 2 hours. Yeah. It was giving Katya pounded 3 Red Bulls in style this week. Like, that's what it was giving.
As it just
shit yourself.
As it just happens.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know. I set myself up, Mama. I
know.
I set myself up.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to talk about I don't know if we teased it, but the brand event we went to, and then the one I went afterwards, because we had a great conversation about the philosophy of the lack of reason to be there. So we go to a brand event together, and let's just say in a borough of New York City, I won't go to for less than $10,000. And I don't mean that literally. I just mean the pain in the ass that it is to get to that borough. There? No. And let's break this down. You go to brand events because the brand it's a networking opportunity. The brand wants to meet creators, and creators want to meet people who work for the brand to talk about the product you're having this launch for. I don't know, giving us a smidge of detail on the collection, why it's great, incentivizing why we should be talking about it. We walk in, first of all, we turn the corner, full Mean Girls of crickets. Nobody from the brand identifies who they are if they work for the brand. Let's just say the collection was difficult we tried to enjoy everything, and as we were going along, girl, gutted, rotted, literally, and just bad.
Yeah. Nothing smelled as it was advertised to smell.
No.
And there was also a level of, how do I put this lightly and not offensively? Cult leaders, because I felt as if it was Charles Manson at the front of the room with a thing of Kool-Aid, because you know what they were saying when we walked into the room? Take the popcorn on the right and go sit down. And I was like, I don't want to.
I don't want to.
And they kept
Dumbledore.
They kept pushing this narrative of like, sit down, because there was a movie screening.
Yes.
And I think we said to each other, because there was, and let's call it what it is. We were walking in and felt very Mean Girls, because we were walking in assuming that the event started at 7 and it really started at 6. That was our mistake.
Which we did fuck up.
But I emailed them in the Uber on the way saying, listen, we get it if it's too late. We're going to,
sorry. Is there still an opportunity to meet the people?
The brand, we don't know if we're going to be able to stay for the movie.
Yes.
We're so sorry.
But we'd still like to learn about the products.
Yeah. And we want to come meet the people from the brand and have the respect for them to at least, like, we want to know about this. Absolutely. Come on by, do your thing, blah, blah, blah. Walk in. Oh, no, shuffle into the movie.
We're not going to tell you about the collection.
They were like, oh, yeah, grab some snacks, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Out of a jar and handle them with your fingers.
Yes. And go right into this movie. And it was like, girl, we're not here to watch this movie. I'm not here to watch a movie.
I didn't come all the way to a borough in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay. We went to Brooklyn. Yeah.
I didn't come all the way to Brooklyn to watch a movie. I came here to
learn about the collection
network with you as the brand partners. I felt so shafted, because then we ran to the bathroom. We were like, we're just going to go to the bathroom really quick before the movie starts.
Girl, in that bathroom, panicking, going, what do we do?
And I made sure nobody else was in there, because it was a unisex bathroom.
Yes.
So I was like, we need to make sure that nobody from the brand is in here. And I made sure all those stalls were all green, girl. They were vacant.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, I'm panicking.
And we were nervous. We were going to like Irish goodbye, because
go up the stairs.
And listen, we're not those people, but it was the vibe from the brand. They were so so cold that I was like, if we go in there and say like
being there
at all. So we were like, if we go in there and say like, you know what, hi, like you clearly have no interest in like telling us about this collection, but we're not staying for a 2-hour movie. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to go. Like, it just was too awkward.
And also, I can guarantee you, if we got there at 5:55, 5 minutes before this event started, we weren't getting information on this brand because I could tell that these people, because the people there, I feel like the people attending the event were their friends.
I could not agree with you more. And
it felt like they're friends. It didn't feel like there was
because I didn't recognize one other person, one other creator. No. Not to say like I know every creator, but it just gave me the vibe of like, yeah,
this was their friends from the office because they couldn't find enough people to come to the event,
and we were the only schmucks. Yeah, totally.
That like schlepped all the way to Brooklyn, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah, girl.
And we didn't. And they were like, "Oh, don't forget!" Like, and on the seats of this screening room, there were blankets. And the product were in tote bags. So I was like, I don't know. This just feels weird. Like, I feel like, why are we here for this thing then? If you're not even going to educate me what's in that bag, I kind of don't want to be here. So not even, 20 minutes into the movie, we were trying to text each other and our service wasn't working. So we were texting as if we were 7th graders on our phone and passing it back like it was notes. And I was just
light all the way down, by the way, in the movie, not bothering anybody. Just
we were in the back row.
Yes.
So we were like all the way in the back, and I was like, Johnny, I can't. Like I started to have like a guttural reaction. My anxiety started to like set in. I was like, I need to get out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
It was hot in that screening room.
Because it was pissed. Because what also aggravates me about this is like, I understand whatever. The people that work for this brand, most of their experience with content creators is not this. But like, hi, Johnny Ross running a podcast channel, a YouTube channel, an Instagram, TikTok. I work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't have time for this. And I was pissed. Yeah. It was a waste of my time. It was an hour ride one way all the way there, which their Uber code didn't work, by the way, because they made the Uber code 10 miles around the location. So I paid. So it cost me $200 in Ubers to and from to have my time wasted for you. That's why it's aggravating to me. Because I was sitting there going like, what? I spent the whole day even leading up to it, preparing to go to this, saying, oh, okay, I'll have to move that tomorrow because I can't do that tonight, yada, yada, yada. And it just chaps my ass.
Yeah, and I felt like we could have stayed, and then what? The movie ends saying, thank you so much for coming. Yeah. Don't forget your little bag. We got out of there. We booked it. I was like, screw the product. I don't even want it.
Because based on it, I didn't want it.
I don't want it.
Based on let's just an attribute about it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I just remember walking out of there with such a bad taste in my mouth. And as we walked out of the theater, people from the brand weren't even in the screening room. And they were like, yeah, we're going to head out. And they were like, oh, okay.
Okay, bye.
Didn't even get up. No. Stood from the chair as if like
sitting on the floor texting.
Yeah. I know. And I was like, okay, nice to meet you all. Bye.
And then it was like a week or so later, I go to another brand event. So I go, and this is a much, 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 much bigger brand. Everybody knows this brand, massive brand sold in Sephora. I go to this brand event, and it's celebrating this product that, mind you, came out 2 months ago. So I thought that was strange. It's a dinner in the city. Go to this event, and we were talking about it afterwards because it's like I get in makeup, I do the rigmarole, I do the whole thing. There was about 30 people there. And let's just say the founder of the brand was not there, despite the invitation very much making it sound like that was the case. And that's not out of the ordinary. When I go to Rare Beauty events and Glow Recipe events, the Glow Recipe founders are there. Selena's there. Like, that's especially in New York City. So I'm like, okay, so we're all like, okay. And there was a couple people I'm friends with that were there as well. And we were all saying this, not there. So we're like, okay, that's not a problem, not the end of the world. The point of this story being is just like, we left, and me and a friend of mine were just like saying to each other, we were like, because she jokes around and goes, where was so-and-so? And I go, I know. I was like, they really made it seem like that was the case. But I say to her, I'm like, the bigger thing about this for me is, what was the point of this? Not one person from the brand. And I can't tell you how, in my opinion, the current state of the beauty industry, as evidenced by another experience we had, which will go to the grave, so much of these makeup brands are currently, let's just say the PR team, the content creator liaison, the ones that are really in charge of the relationship between content creators, influencers, and the public are these, I'll be honest 20-year-old girls fresh out of college who do not have the experience and social skills to understand what the opportunities they're missing out on. This was a dinner of 30 influencers. There was just the people I knew alone. You probably had a combined total of 30 million followers in that room. Not a speech, not a sentence, not a hi guys, thank you for coming. This is why we're here. We're so excited about this. This just came out. Talking about the product, talking about a product had just launched 2 seconds before that we were all talking about from this brand. Didn't acknowledge it, nothing. We literally were just invited to New York City to go to a restaurant, eat dinner for 3 hours, and leave. I can eat dinner at home. And that's the thing. These kids that are currently working for these makeup companies, because they're wooed by the notion that, oh, a brand inviting me to a fancy dinner in New York City would be enough. But 9 times out of 10, it's like the other 29-year-olds and older. We're all like, we left our families. We had to get a babysitter. We had to go do this. We had to go do that to make this happen. What is the point of this?
Yeah.
We can eat dinner at home, to be honest with you. I'd rather eat dinner with my husband at home. We left saying, I was like, if that founder, I wish I knew them and I wish I had their number, because I would have texted them and said, I hope you know the way the people who are working for you are making you look. Because I know for a fact that the CEO, the creator of this brand, would be mortified if she knew her team did not so much as say a sentence to us. And it just cracks me up.
Yeah. And I think about this all the time, too, of things when you tell me things like this, because this isn't the first time this has happened or something like this has happened, where I do wonder in their minds, because I think they're naive, because I do think that they're very young and they're not exposed to a lot of opportunity of like, what is a return on investment? How do we get a return on investment? How do we get a good return on investment, rather? I think that they're hoping, and a lot of brands do this and it pisses me off, that they want an organic post, an organic appreciation of the brand, because, oh, we took you out to dinner. We're not saying you have to post, but here's a bag of the makeup and then good luck.
Exactly.
So like, and then it's like, putting a good taste in your mouth about the brand. Oh, we took you out to dinner.
But
how do you scratch our back? Post for us.
We are already posting about the brand, or you wouldn't have invited us. You know we're fans of the brand.
And and if anything,
this is hurting our, like the person I left with joked around. She was like, honestly, this makes me not want to use it because you wasted my entire night.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think
on the way out
realize.
the door. On the way out the door. And this, not just that reason. This is the other reason this person said that.
Oh,
let's just say her and I. It was a restaurant, so like everyone always drink. It's dinner, like everyone was ordering wine or whatever, drinks. Me and this person, I always tend to be the last person at these events because I'm like, I never get out of the house, and I love seeing people that I am friends with online and getting to catch up and whatever. So we were like, maybe one of the last groups there. On the way out the door, the person from the brand asks my friend, "How many glasses of wine did you have?" Mind you, let me put it this way: this person is of a certain reputation and of a certain age. That who do you think you're talking to? You're half her age. And I was just gagged. And like I said, if I knew...
What are you insinuating? That I'm drunk? That
that's
I
what
drank
I mean.
too much? Do I owe you money? Is that what you're like? What are you saying?
You want me to split the bill? That was the vibe. It was embarrassing. And like I said, if I know if the person who owns this brand knew this, mortified.
That person does have a private Instagram. Maybe you should message them.
I know.
Girl. Girl, you know what bothers me about peanut butter pretzels? Don't you have to refrigerate peanut? Oh, no, you don't have to refrigerate peanut butter after opening.
No.
I always did as a kid, though. Like, my family always refrigerated peanut butter after
opening. That's... What? Did anybody else do that?
Yeah. Did you guys ever refrigerate peanut butter? Hi, welcome back. Did you guys ever refrigerate peanut butter?
I'm sorry I'm eating, but I was like shaky hungry. I am somebody that I hate hearing people eat, so I will be very conscious about this. But
as he's like, he's like, you want me to take it off? And he's like, nom, 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 nom.
ASMR. All right, we are here with our Sephora picks. You want to start with skincare?
Yeah, let's do it up.
All right, girl, pick yourself up the plush pudding.
Okay, and I'm going to say pick up this plush pudding.
The vanilla.
Yeah. The Kalahari Melon has like a gold shimmer in it, the green one, and I just wasn't happy with it. Take out the shimmer, take out all that fragrance, and I might have liked it, but it was too fragrant.
Bath and Body Works.
It was like, girl, make it smell like actual melon, like fresh cut melon, instead of a Yankee Candle fragrance, and I would have been into it.
Yes.
But this one is stunning. I love it. You got me into this because this was out forever, and I kind of was just like side-eyeing it, like whatever. It's good, but it's probably not great. You got me into this, and I've never looked back.
I like it better than the Laneige.
Yeah.
It lasts forever. I like that it's like the airtight that you twist and it comes up.
Yeah. And
Scoop
click
that
it only
bad boy
a
on.
couple times because it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
It said, I'm not done. Jesus has
Hi.
risen. Sorry. Maybe we'll cut
Christ
that out.
has come. Christ.
They
That
always
gives me
sang like that.
PTSD.
They always sang like that. They always sang
Cult.
like that.
Girl,
Yeah.
whenever, yeah. Christ has come.
And faggots will die in hell. And I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that last line?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite lip mask.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
absolutely pick
So
this
good.
up.
Girl, again,
Do you still
another
love
one.
this as much as I do?
Okay, so this is the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment from Ulla Henriksen, now in multiple colors. But I like the original color the best because it's clear, quote unquote. But this one, I feel like if you put too much, it almost leaves like a yellow-white hue on your lips. And sometimes it gets a little like weird looking. Feels incredible though, so I like forgive it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like sometimes this leaves a weird tinge. But I would 10,000% recommend this over the colors.
You sure it said something else on your lips?
Well, I don't know. It's always on there, so I just don't know.
Because this is what I would consider the plush pudding is your like nighttime.
And this is daytime.
And this is daytime.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Totally.
100%.
Okay, that's good to know. So there is other colors of this? I didn't even realize.
They came out with like, they had a limited edition holiday color like berry. So now they came out with like a brown color, a red, and a pink. They're cute.
Oh, okay. I've
but
got
they're
the
not,
pink then.
Yeah, the pink is nice, but I feel like I like this more for like, I mean, the pink, it'll just mimic your like natural lip color, but I do like this for even like my dad or my brothers or someone that doesn't want pink on their lip.
And I love this
This is
specifically.
great.
The feel is to die for. It's so hydrating and it keeps your lips hydrated, as well as the peptide in it. This is the anti-aging of like whatever, but you know what I mean. With the peptide, that's actually going to be line smoothing and everything over time the more you're using this. So there's the benefits in this of the daytime long-term use that it's like worth the price tag because it's just so good.
Yes.
I do have to say though, this one I just got in PR, Province Beauty, which is a new brand. It's basically, Province Beauty is sold at Ulta. And it is basically the founder of it. His family has been in the skincare game for decades. And they were big in developing a lot of the skincare that comes out of France, like Lancôme and everything. And Province Beauty is basically a brand that is Lancôme level French skincare formulas, but with a cheaper price tag. So it's a cool thing. And I like some of their other products, but this one is the Soft Bissos. I don't even know. Plumping, smoothing lip mask. I don't know what the ingredients are, but it feels really good just like this. And this one is clear. So again, you could always just, there's that. I mean, need we say more? Glow Recipe, the pomegranate peptide firming serum. I've been using this for
since it came out.
Girl, it's unbelievable. I love it, love it, love it. It is basically your anti-aging, the peptides, but not with the harshness of a retinol. I see such a difference in this of like keeping my skin where it's at age-wise, if that makes sense. So
we're not turning back the clock, but we're freezing it.
We're freezing time. Yes.
A little bit.
Totally. Yeah. Love. This is such a beautiful serum. And I would almost say for this one, because I do have a retinol one I'm going to include, I would recommend this for like 25 to 40 year old. That's what I would say, because I'm going to recommend this. This is my retinol recommendation, the Murad Resurgence Retinol Resculpt Overnight Treatment. This is like retinol, mama. And what I love about this one is the Retinol Resculpt. Think of this one because I went to the Murad event for this when this came out like a year ago, and I've been using them ever since. My mom is obsessed with this. My mom's the one that worked for Estee Lauder for years, so she like knows what she's talking about when it comes to the anti-aging and seeing the difference. There is 2 retinol serums. One of them, I forget the name of it. I'll put the picture in. One of them, they're just as strong as each other, but one of them is basically like, I've never used retinol before, so let me ease into it. It's basically the way it's delivered into the skin is with a little bit more the ingenue. Yeah. Oh, I've never done this before.
I've never done it before.
And this is the rode hard and put away wet.
Smoking. She's like, next.
You want to come inside me? It's $20.
Yeah. Deli numbers.
Deli numbers. This one, the Resurgence Resculpt, is like you are familiar with retinol. Your skin is familiar with it. So you can handle it. So I started when I got them with the first one. And now ever since I've been using this one, the fucking before and afters of this retinol. It's just unbelievable. And they just came out with a retinol resculpt eye lift treatment. So now it's in eye cream. I love it because I got to say it doesn't, I feel like Murad is delivering the retinol and the anti-aging in a way that it is just more, it's right in the middle where it's not Sunday Riley 5-star tingle wingle. And then this has peptides and retinol in it, and you see nothing happening. Like nothing's like, is the retinol in the room with us?
Yeah.
This is right in the middle where you're seeing the results, but it feels so good without sacrificing the hydration.
Okay.
So I used this last night, and it doesn't give me the burn and the tingle of the 5 stars.
Because I like a burn and
But I would also say, too, I'm going to include as well, kind of pick your poison of like, think of this Murad eye cream as the other serum. I've never used retinol before. I need to introduce it softly. And if you're rode hard and put away wet and you use your retinol mama, get the Sunday Riley 5 stars. That would be my thing.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, but the before and afters and the clinical studies on this Murad line is to die for. It's my favorite retinol.
Okay, so next up we have the Summer Fridays. I know you've seen these 1,000 times on your For You page. So these are the lip butter bombs. These are by far some of my favorite lip balms where I feel like the clear is clear. There's no color. I love this one in the pink sugar, which is the light pink, which basically goes on clear too. So that's why I would just recommend the clear at that point.
Is this what I always steal out of your bag?
Yes. This is always, and I've had like other colors, other iterations of it. Like the birthday cake one was in my bag now. And I'm like, okay, they're good, but the clear still is great. Feels great. I love the silicone applicator because it really feels so nice on the lips too. It really makes it more of like a sensorial experience. I feel like they're hyped up a lot. But I feel like for the sale, $24 at that price point, getting all of these is a little cray. But with your discount, I feel like this makes the most sense. This is the time to buy these.
Yeah, and these are great. I think better color options than Ole Hendrickson.
Oh, yeah. They have so many different ones. I will say like the cherry and the poppy are probably the more pigmented ones. Great colors, love them. Any of like the deeper shades too. I feel like all the lighter ones, like the pink, the mint is like no color. This is obviously clear too. So yeah, the darker you go, like they have more saturation of color, which I prefer. If I'm gonna have a colored lip balm, I want it to show up.
Exactly.
So these are great, but definitely pick. If I know these are always sold out in stores too. So just if you see them online, if they restock them before the sale, just order them online because in stores are always going to be out.
Totes. Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. I've talked about it so much. Favorite cleansing balm. Honestly, this is for the makeup girlies. If you're wearing a full face, because I think there's something else on this list as far as cleansing goes that was fine. But if you're a makeup wearer, mama, like lashes, liner situation, there is nothing better to melt everything off. I've talked about it so many times. There's like 3 different attributes about this in the sense that it starts out as a cleansing oil to melt and break everything up. The cleansing balm is hydrating the skin. Your skin feels so soft after you're done using this. And then when you add water midway, it starts to turn white and turns into a cleansing milk. Gets every trace of everything off your skin. Absolutely to die for. It's my favorite cleansing balm.
Yeah, you got me into this.
I've gone through 7 of these.
Okay, so next up we have, I mean, we've talked about this in our,
more regular.
The 2023 awards. This was in
the movies are back, baby.
Yeah. When you're here, your family. Wait, that's Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Oh, God. Sorry. So we have the Glow Recipe, the Avocado Ceramide Moisture Barrier Cleanser. This is by far, I literally have 4 of these in my drawer, in my bathroom drawer as a backup. They went on sale because they were fixing the nozzle so it didn't pour out. It is back in stock, inline and in store. They fixed the nozzle so it doesn't pour out. This is by far one of my favorite cleansers because I love a cleanser I can use on my full face, including my eyes. I hate cleansers that it says avoid the eye area because then I feel like I'm scrubbing around here and I'm like, then I just don't feel clean getting out of the shower because I'm like, what's the point? And
I'm not using 2 different cleansers.
Like I might as well just like use something that can do everything. And this is makeup removing too. So if you're wearing very, very, very light makeup, I would still recommend cleansing before using a cleansing oil in the shower or something. But this cleans my skin beautifully. I've gone in with a full face of makeup to see how much this takes off. And this takes off. Almost everything.
And honestly, I mean, people might get mad at me, but like this is, I start with a makeup wipe just to get the bulk off. And then I do this after and squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And I always test afterwards because I do my toner, which is also on this list, with a cotton round. And when I do that, that's how I know, like, and if it comes back completely clean, I
do it with a micellar water. It's not on this list, but I use the Drunk Elephant micellar because that's my favorite. It's like a little bit thicker and it doesn't strip me. After I cleanse with something,
no. Don't strip me.
No, I don't have my BeneTint on. I'll always take my micellar water and make sure everything off the eyes. And this one always keeps me super clean. So I'm very, very, very impressed with this. It doesn't ever get my BeneTint off, though.
All right. Speaking of my toner recommendation, again, we talked about it ad nauseum. Best of the year. Talked about it with James Welsh. The Glow Recipe AHA BHA toner, especially for someone like me that has combination oily skin, large pores. I tend to get congested with sebaceous filaments on my nose. And this is also a way, in my opinion, this is like the most gentle exfoliant, if you will, to keep your skin smooth you can do on a daily basis. If you don't want to get a Fenty Beauty Pre-Show Glow, which, by the way, honorable mention, pick up a Pre-Show Glow with the Mitt Girl, because that's the Mac Daddy. Do that once every week, once every 2 weeks. But this is the thing that you just do this every night after cleansing, before your skincare, and it's going to gently break down that dead skin and exfoliate the dead skin, clean out the pores, encouraging cell turnover, resurfacing, because the AHA, BHA, the cactus water is so smoothing and lush and beautiful. It's my favorite toner. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. That's how much I've talked about this. Like,
it is great. I do love this toner. All right. And then I just have one hair care pick, which I absolutely love this. And again, something that you got me into. This is the Color Wow Raise the Root Spray. What I love about this, and what I also use, but this is more like the superstar for me, is that when I had longer hair and I went to go blow out my hair, you spray this at the root and I really like work it all the way through. And then I was taking the Dream Coat spray from them and spraying it through the rest of the hair on like the mid-length to ends, and then blowing out my hair. I really felt like the superstar was this right here. Raise the root.
Volume.
The amount of volume and the lift I had in my hair, it was as if I teased my hair and the ends were just like blowing in the breeze. I was like, what is this product? I had to almost take my hair and reshape it down because I was like, this is too big.
I know.
This ain't Texas.
This ain't Texas.
Yeah. Absolutely love this product. It is so great. It doesn't make your hair stiff. It doesn't make it crunchy, but it gives you...
I hate that with volumizers when your hair feels like gritty and greasy.
And it feels like I just put hairspray in my hair, where this I even had on second, third day hair.
Yes.
I didn't feel like I had a ton of product in my hair. I didn't feel like I had buildup in my hair either.
Yeah.
And where I used to use other products that would do this, I felt like I had so much almost powder in my hair that my scalp felt like I had a layer, and I was like, this isn't healthy.
Yeah.
And that's what can lead to hair loss. If you clog, use too much product that sits on your scalp, you're going to start to lose your hair. This is the superstar. This is the GOAT. I love this product.
Yeah.
And then for one of my fragrance picks, this is actually a newer fragrance too in the Valentino lineup. So this is the green extravaganza fragrance from Valentino. So they have men's and women's. I actually I get the men's one in the mail, and I'm like I don't wear women's fragrance. But then a friend was like, oh, I have this. I'm going to give this to you. And I was like, oh, okay. Cause I was going to buy it during the sale.
Yeah.
And this is so beautiful. This is so fresh and very, very, it's
so fresh, so clean.
It's so fresh, so clean. So I actually wanted to look at the notes, and I had them pulled up because the notes in this fragrance, just how it sounded. Typically, I don't like vanilla, but this is a warmer floral, how they describe it. So it's a tea accord with jasmine and vanilla. Radiant jasmine. Sustainably sourced vanilla extract, which I'll just go to ShopRite and get a bottle. Who needs her? And it's a long-lasting, more sensual scent. And that's what I like, especially with vanilla. I don't like it to be too on the nose of like birthday cake vanilla. I want it to be, if it's going to have vanilla in it, make it smell like actual vanilla.
Yeah.
That warmness of it. That's what I like. And jasmine, I'm not really into, but with the tea accord, there was something about this I just fell in love with.
Yeah.
So great addition to the Valentino family. I will say, I love typically the men's and the women's ones equally. I typically gravitate more towards the women's, but this time I gravitate more towards the men's one.
Oh, wow.
It's a little bit more, as Dan described it, almost like more like Christmas tree and piney.
Totally.
And I was like, okay,
more
that's
woodsy.
interesting. Yeah, it's more woodsy of a feel and has a little bit of that vanilla in there.
Okay.
Because he's like, but I still get a little bit of sweetness at the end.
Nice.
Yeah. So both are beautiful. So these are great additions for spring.
Alrighty. And now closing out the kind of skincare, hair care category. Girl,
ooh, yeah.
This is the one thing you better believe. I'm adding, I'm going to buy enough of these. This is the Rare Beauty Body Care. We talked about this end of the year. I'm probably going to buy the body lotion, enough for the rest of the year because I'm going to take advantage of the sale and just buy it for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
This is the most breathtaking sensorial experience you will ever use with hand cream, body cream. I think you can skip the hair mist.
Mine broke.
Really?
My nozzle broke and it could not go back in. I had to pour it into a different bottle.
Oh, that's
and it's like a bi-phase spray, so you have to shake it.
Yeah.
And I had to get the metal balls out and put it in something else. I was pissed.
Yeah, that, and I just don't feel like it's really worth it. I don't know if
and
I put it on my
body and it's wet.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really need.
Why am I spraying my dry hair with something wet?
Yeah, the body cream and the hand cream are amazing.
Hands
I do
down.
like the autumn aromatherapy ones. Yeah.
The pen is cute,
great.
but I like the hand and body cream because they smell the same as the hair and body mist. But the hand and body cream, I like those two better.
Bed.
Those two are better choices for me.
I'm telling you, best night's sleep of my life when I put that body cream on before bed. It's just to die for.
I love it. So now for our makeup picks, this is by far still tried and true. One of my favorites is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This was actually formulated by Pat McGrath, if you didn't know.
Gag.
I feel like it was, and I'm trying not to, I need to fact check myself. But I feel like Pat McGrath did help formulate Luminous Silk, and that's why I was excited for her foundation, but this one still beats it for me because no matter how dry I am or oily I am, I feel like this foundation lasts throughout the day, looks like a second skin, and just feels great, builds really well. So if you want to put more on, amazing shade range. I absolutely love these.
And then my foundation recommendations, both Dior. We have the Dior Forever Matte. This one, more oily combo, but when I tell you mature skin, you're not ready. It is the most blurring, smoothing, doesn't settle. I'm sorry, it's the most beautiful foundation formula I've ever used in my life. I just can't say enough good things about this. And if you're gonna get it, the Sephora sale's the time to get it. The cool tone shades are actually beautiful. They actually have cool tone colors. It's just to die for. And then I would say if you're a little bit more combo dry, or if you just kind of even want this with a scotch less coverage, that's where I would go with the Face and Body foundation. Because when they reformulated this, did they make this a little more matte?
No, they made it more satin.
And it was more matte before? Oh, that's interesting. Because, to be honest, the fact that I can wear this without getting uber shiny, I almost kind of get that. Because, if you're going to use this, if it was more matte, I would just use the Dior, the Forever Matte foundation.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this, is I almost feel like it's a dialed back more coverage, and it is just more skin-like.
Yeah.
It's not quite as foundation-y foundation.
But that's how I feel like the first version of this was always described as a natural matte, and it's still described as a natural matte, which is, that means satin to me in both versions.
Yep.
But now I felt like it just looks more skin-like now.
Yes.
So whether they added a pearl to it, whether they added something else to make it a little bit more skin-like.
Yeah.
I prefer it though. I think I was skeptical, but I like it.
You know, it's almost funny. I feel like the new Dior Face and Body, I feel like it's the Dior Forever Matte with a couple pumps of the
glow or the filter.
The ColourPop tinted moisturizer mixed kind of where it had this, I feel like has a little bit more of that tackiness to it. It has that immediate kind of radiance on the skin when you put it on, but then it does settle down.
It's more three-dimensional.
That's what I'm saying.
It just looks a little bit more lively.
Yeah. All right. And now for translucent powders, the Huda Beauty baking powder. Again, I've talked about it ad nauseum. I love the pink powder for under the eyes, the peach powder if you have darker skin. Any of the regular shades are beautiful. So line smoothing, blurring, pore filling, especially if you use a powder puff. You can use the littlest bit of this and it will set everything for you, but it doesn't give you that powdery look. It's a very light powder, not quite as light as a NYX HD, where it's smoky. This is really a makeup powder, if that makes sense. Because if you're wearing any less, let's say you're wearing anything less than medium coverage, I would just set that with a NYX HD Studio powder, like something a little bit lighter. Where this, I would say medium or more coverage. That's where I would go with this, but I love this.
Yeah. And then I have for my powder recommendation, the loose powder is the Anastasia. So this comes in 5 shades as well. I like the translucent one, but obviously go with the one that matches your skin if you can't use translucent.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like this one does lighten a little bit, whether or not it says translucent. I feel like a white powder will not look great on all skin tones. So just make sure you get the correct shade. This is amazing. Again, more line smoothing, blurring. It's, again, what I feel Laura Mercier wanted to be.
Yes.
And same thing with the Huda Beauty powder. These powders I absolutely love. And just recently I mixed Huda, Anastasia, a little bit of like the kimchi. I made my own powder and just to get the right color down. But I mean, this was like the base powder and I just love this formula. It's so great.
Yes.
So love this.
Totally.
And you get so much in there.
Huge.
For like $30. Like
it's
insane. So you'll have that forever.
Absolutely. All right. Then we have a couple blushes because that's always, I feel like powder blushes is always something, in my opinion, underserved at the drugstore. There's not really a lot of powder.
Yeah, like
home
run blushes. I'm like, oh.
Totally. So I have the One Size Beauty Cheek Clapper blushes because especially for the price, let alone with the Sephora sale, to get a cream blush, a coinciding powder blush, and a coinciding highlighter, which obviously the highlighter can be a little bit boo-boo because if it's like a deeper, you know what I mean? Like the pink, it's going to be a pink highlighter. But I almost like it in the sense of what we always say, where I would rather have a matte blush and add shine. So if you are a glowy gal, you don't need to use this as highlighter. Exactly. It's almost like deconstructing a shimmer blush. So you're getting to add as much shimmer as you want, if you want, which is my preferred way of doing something. Packaging is beautiful. The color range is Gorgina. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. This is if you're, and like I said, you're getting 3 in 1, a cream, a powder, and a highlighter. So for the price, I think these cheek clapper blushes are a little slept on.
Yeah, for sure. And then I chose the Patrick Ta duos, specifically the new shades. This is the one, She's the Moment, which is the new.
She is the moment.
And she is the moment. This is more of like that soft tangerine, which I feel like they were missing. And they came out with a lighter pink version too that didn't look like a lot. But I feel like these go on a lot darker than they look in the pan. So like when you even put the powder on by itself, it's like, oh, that's a lot darker when you first, like when you put it on the skin. So I love that these are cream and powder. You get the option again to mix and match, pick your poison there, depending on what you're looking for, what you need, what you want. I love these blushes, but again, they go on 2 shades darker than they look in the pan, but these are great. I love them.
Yes. These, I will say, like, I do think these take a little bit more of a learning curve. Yeah. Like I would just use less than what you think, but the 2 new shades are stunning. And you're totally right. They look, for lack of a better word, duller in the pan than they are on the skin.
Yeah.
Like they look like they're going to be nothing special. Yeah. You put it on.
And then there was a 3rd shade that they came out with that was more of like a neutral, kind of more brown. But again, it's very deceiving because blushes that look more brown in the pan sometimes look more pink on the skin or more peach on the skin. So don't be deceived. Swatch them on the arm, try them on the face, return them if you don't like them. But these are great.
And then my last blush recommendation, let's talk about it for the Sephora sale. You need to get these now at the Sephora sale because no other content creator is brave enough to say that these are now half the size for twice the price. So we talked about it on a previous episode. The original Haus Labs blushes were 90 cents for 0.01 ounce. And now the new repackaged launch is $1.70 per 0.01 ounce. So it is quite literally double the price. That sucks. They're still, in my opinion, the best blush formula I have ever used. And it sucks that they're twice the price. And I don't understand it. Like, so quite literally, unless maybe Haus Labs is going to have a sale anytime soon, this is a time to get any of these you have your eye on because they're absolutely the best powder blush formula I've ever used in my life. And now, sadly, I think you have to get them in the Sephora sale for them to be closer to the price of the original one, which absolutely sucks. So, talk about it.
Okay, so this is something new.
We haven't tried it, but purchase or pass, mama. We know, we just know when something's going to hit.
Yeah. So I am so excited for these. So these are the Dewy Plump Collagen Lip Gels from Give Beauty.
Miss Gwen Stefani. Because even the liquid blushes.
There's liquid blushes now.
To try
the Dewy Plumps. I'm not getting nervous.
I'm not getting nervous.
I'm very excited for these. I am saying run out and get these because guess what? Return it if you don't like it.
Girl, return anything if you don't like it.
I'm excited. These like just speak to me. Lip gels, like the Armani lip gels. Mama, no color. These, I could tell there's going to be
pigment.
There's going to be some color, mama.
I know.
I'm excited for these. I love it. So I'm into it. I can't speak on the formula, but that sounds great.
Worth checking out if you go to the store.
Hopefully these are out by the sale.
Well, if they will be out by the sale, it'll be in the video. And if they're not out, you'll never know this existed.
Yeah. And then, okay, so one of my other lip picks is the Lawless lipstick, specifically in the shade Platinum. I love this because this rivals one of my favorite discontinued matte colors, Flesh Pot. So when that was discontinued, my heart broke a little bit. My gay little heart just went, eek. Eek. And this is by far, when you got these in PR, this color, it felt like I went back in a past life and I was like, it's you. You, mother? Yeah. And it just felt so familiar to me. And I was like, what is this color? And I was like, oh my God, this was Flash Pot from MAC. And it was such a great formula. It's a plumping formula, but there's no burn. There's no tingle. Nope. It just really smooths out the lip lines. Comes in amazing shades like Wedding Day.
Love.
Platinum.
Yep.
There's Daisy Girl. There's so many great colors
Beautiful
that are just
nude
so stunning. So absolutely check these out.
Also, how did we forget the Mario lipsticks? Absolutely, I would check them out.
Yes.
What are they called?
Lipsticks.
The satin lipsticks. Especially, oh my God, Midtown is kind of
Bronx Baby.
Bronx Baby.
Nolita is a cute one too. Nolita is like one of those colors that, not personally for me, but it's a great color if you want something to like step out in. And you want a little bit of color, a little amped up from Bronx Baby, try Nolita.
Totally.
Tribeca is a great red. And Downtown Girl for a deep brown. Mama.
Stunning. Just such a beautiful formula.
I love that whole range of colors. So definitely check out the Mario lipsticks too.
All right. And then we have the Rare Beauty Positive Light Highlighter. Again, we've talked about this ad nauseum. If you're a highlighter girly, this is like the most creamy, silky, smooth, gorgeous, blinding highlighter. And they just finally extended the shade range. So now there's 2 for deeper skin. I think the photo speaks for itself.
I mean, now that they have blushes that look identical to this formula.
Girl. Rare Beauty's coming out with like a blush and a highlighter hybrid. And
blush lighters.
And it looks like pink highlighters for blush. And there's a lot of controversy on the internet right now about like, I don't want that. Because
level
again, like Patrick,
shimmer.
Like one size, I would rather control how much shimmer because people with a ounce of texture, that's not the gig. So, but I'm pretty sure I got invited to the event that I think is the launch of these. So I'll be able to give you the tea. The best brow gel ever made. Yeah. They're a Rare Beauty laminating brow gel.
Yeah.
Girl, pick up 4. Buy 4. This is another thing that now looking at it, I gotta buy a bunch of these during the sale. It's the best brow gel you're ever gonna use. Holds your hair in place immediately. Mean Girls. Report to the gym immediately. Immediately. And it echoes. Yeah. So holds it in place immediately. No white crust. Perfect hold. It is literally like you got your brows laminated. Just stunning.
So good. Oh, this new primer. So the Milk Foam Primer. This is so good. Skeptical.
Yeah, I haven't used this.
I really love this primer. I was a little skeptical, but I was excited I was like, oh, this is like a newer kind of innovation. I love that for a primer. Not even a full pump, maybe a full pump if you need it. And I kind of work it through my fingertips and just pat this in the skin all over. So I just kind of press it all over. This is so stunning. Gives you that like smooth, almost like not sticky like the Hydro Grip, but this is almost like has a little bit of tack to it. So beautiful. Holds the makeup beautifully. I will say I wore this with the Ilia Stick Foundation and I did not like it. So I don't think it was the combo.
I also don't like the Ilia Stick Foundation.
I like the Ilia Stick Foundation, but I like it on its own.
I don't even know if I like it on its own.
I like it with a lot more hydration under it.
Oh yeah,
because it was a little patchy,
a little dry.
But
and
I
for
will
me,
say,
with the pores and the
Like I need a lot of hydration underneath that stick. And that's why I felt like this primer wasn't it for the Ilia stick.
Yeah.
But I tried it again with like other like liquid foundations on top of the milk primer, the foam, and I love it. So definitely try this, pick it up. It is smaller than I thought.
Okay.
It's like quite small.
Okay.
And I was like, girl, is this the travel size? Or girl, full size.
I'm used to bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get out of bed for bigger than that.
I don't get out of bed for more than 10 inches.
And last but not least, the one size setting spray.
Not with glitter.
Not girl. We'll talk about it next week. They came out with a glitter version of the setting spray.
Girl.
Miss Thing sprayed her face yesterday. It was alarming. Shocking. I was in tears almost.
Yeah.
I'm also going to include the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray because I think this is more. My sister cracked me up. She bought this because of the podcast, and she texts me and goes, she's like, my face doesn't feel wet after this. She goes, is my face supposed to feel wet? Because every other setting spray she's ever used, you feel it
lock in.
Exactly. Yeah. But this is really more of your aerosol hairspray, like oily skin people, or you want it to be fucking hurricane proof.
Yeah.
That's this. So if you like more of that traditional moisture aspect of a setting spray where it's going to kind of melt everything in, I think the closest to the level of what this does would be the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. So I would say the Charlotte and the one size are going to be the best setting sprays at Sephora for the sale.
And now we're going to go into some products that we are going to de-influence you on that you don't need.
My first girl, speak of which, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. We need to talk about it because here's you don't need this. Do not let anybody influence you to buy the Flawless Filter during the sale because this is my thing with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Most makeup artists that I know do not like this because it dries on the skin, and we've talked about it. When I used to use this on clients, what was left on my skin, I literally could have peeled off like Elmer's glue. So that is not a texture I want under my foundation, A. B, 90% of the girlies you see using Flawless Filter who rant and rave about it are then putting a medium to full coverage foundation on top of it. So what are we doing? Why are we putting a glowy Elmer's glue underneath our foundation, which the point of a Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter is very red carpet-esque, where it was supposed to be that, and then a Pat McGrath sheer foundation on top, so the glow still came through. But when we have Meredith's putting Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter on and then pounding 6 pounds of full coverage foundation, that Flawless Filter cannot be seen from space.
Pack the bags and left.
Girl, you just covered it with concrete. Why are we putting it there? Enough with the smoke and mirrors of the Flawless Filter.
It's the performance though of taking the wand, putting it on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, to me, it is so much marketing and BS. I think if you are someone that enjoys this kind of product for its intended purpose, which is this, and then either, something super light on top or whatever, where you're still seeing it on the skin, like the e.l.f. is just as good. And the e.l.f. and the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector are cheaper and do the exact same thing. So don't let anybody let you buy this at the sale.
Okay, so my first one, I think it's overhyped for years. I never understood this, is the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. I think is the one thing that when NARS was bought by Shiseido that, they reformulate everything except this.
Except this, girl.
This
I know.
concealer hasn't been touched in years, and I don't know why.
Over a decade.
Girl, it's not even a good concealer. I feel like it just creases too much. It doesn't look nice on the skin. I feel like it makes me look textured. No. Mama, no. Absolutely not. No.
I know.
No.
There have just been, this was the it girl of its day, but I just think there have been so many, there's been so much progress in concealer formula development in the past 10 years that, my next one is going to be the Dior lip oils. A very easy reason. I mean, guys, even with the discount, you're paying over $30 for a lip oil.
That the market is oversaturated
girl
right now.
Get the e.l.f. lip oils and call it a day.
And those e.l.f. lip oils
are
pretty damn great.
Yes. Are like the same thing. So you can absolutely pass on that.
Yeah. My next one is the Hourglass Concealer. This one is going like super hot right now. Everybody wants this. I think it is, first of all,
Really?
Because it is self-setting. Like the Fenty foundation, it is going to dry down darker. It does not oxidize darker, so don't get me twisted. I'm not saying that. I am saying that the dry down is going to dry down darker. So it's going to dry down 1 to 2 shades darker and then just doesn't look right. Then, because everybody wants to put it on and go blend something else and come back, no, mama, you can't be doing that with this concealer. It gets too like creased throughout the day. I don't like it. It's too heavy. I think there are better formulas out there personally.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of this concealer. I do like some products from Hourglass, but it's like hit or miss for me.
Yes. My next one is going to be the Urban Decay Setting Spray. Need I say more? Yeah, girl. We've said it. She smells like dirty socks. And it is quite literally the Skindinavia setting spray repackaged. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't want to be smelling like that for what it does. I would rather the Charlotte Tilbury or the One Size.
Yeah, the Charlotte Tilbury one I feel like is very
does
similar
exactly
to what this one does. And then, if not better.
Yes. Yes. And doesn't smell like sweat.
No. Speaking of lip oils from before, I think the Gisou lip oils from the Haircare brand, they came out with 3 new colors. Never even heard of this. I just think so why I'm annoyed by this is that they hopped on the bandwagon for lip oils because it's like honey infused lip oils because their whole thing is all honey infused hair care. I just think it's a cash grab to come out with lip oils when you're a hair care brand. It just doesn't make sense. And I think it's very stupid and it's very overpriced. And then they came out with 3 new colors. And I've seen these new colors on people that work at Sephora and they look dry as hell. Yeah. So no, mama, I'm kind of over it. From a hair care brand, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So no way. Don't waste your money. Yeah.
My last one is the Ordinary Caffeine Eye Cream. I don't understand how this is a bestseller on Sephora's website. I bought this and I feel like it's just because of the price. People are like, it became almost like a baby's first eye cream. Yeah. And very much at Sephora, like if someone's looking for no eye cream, but I don't want to spend a lot of money, people steered them to this. I went through an entire tube of this with Bridal. When I tell you, between that and on myself, when I tell you, did nothing, girl. Did nothing. I don't get it. I don't understand the hype around this. Even I had gotten it because people said it was amazing under makeup. I would rather take Eva Longoria's advice, go to the store, get a little Olay with the ball, like get a little hyaluronic acid. Like girl. Like there's just other ones that are, this is the con to the Ordinary for me is, okay, yes, you're only paying X amount of dollars, but you're paying that much for one ingredient in a product that is doing something that a product... Inculist. I'm sorry, I keep saying the Ordinary, but say Inculist is basically the Ordinary's cousin. You're paying for one ingredient in a product that is going to do very little to nothing as far as results go, when you could pay double the price for something that has 4 benefits in it that are like, it's just a waste to me.
Yeah. And I want to point out too, just because something is on the bestseller list, 100,000 people bought it, that does not automatically make it a top rated product.
It doesn't mean it's
good. It means
that
it sold the best, but it doesn't mean that it's the best product out there in that category.
Yes.
So that's kind of what makes me mad, that people go out and buy something because of virality.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that it works or it's good. It just means that it's a bestseller because they sold 100,000 units of it in a day. Like, so girl, pause.
Totes.
And then I have 2 more. The first one is the Supergoop Glow Screen. I think these are overhyped and weird. And I just think that like, I don't need to look shimmery all over with my SPF.
Yeah.
Keep my SPF simple and keep it cute and keep it moving.
Yeah.
I think Supergoop as a whole, I do not like it. I do not care for it. I do not want green eggs and ham. Sam, I am. Girl, back up. I don't want it.
Yeah, this feels like a personal vendetta. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it with Supergoop, man.
Because I'm going to piss you off.
Go for it.
I want to try this.
You want to try Glow Screen.
Because you know
you
why?
You want to try Glow Screen?
I don't.
All right. You know what? After this, we're going to go to Sephora and get Glow Screen. Because this one wants to be a fool.
Yeah.
So you know what? We will.
Because you know what? I do love the tinted. We talked about the tinted, the brand Tinted.
Oh, I thought you meant the tinted Supergoop. I was like, do you want to...
I'm gonna, yeah. What Live Tinted is the brand. Yes. I do like that one, but my thing is
the tinted moisturizer or the glow.
The new one they sent me, the tinted moisturizer.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I just am curious how this one stacks up as far as coverage wise.
No, there's no coverage. These are in 4 colors and it's just shimmer.
Oh, girl, I'm thinking of something different. I'm thinking of the new thing that came out.
You're thinking of the tinted moisturizer that just came out. When I sent you the snap in Sephora and the first color is gray green.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
You really want to try it?
Why don't you come over here and hit me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like basically the Hollywood Flawless Filter with sunscreen.
If it's worse.
Okay.
It's
then
just,
yes, girl. This is disgusting.
It's pink,
I know what you're
gold,
talking
bronze,
about.
and then dark bronze. They have 4 colors of this, and it's just shimmer SPF mama.
I cannot imagine what was going through your head when I said I wanted to try this.
You saw
I know.
in real time what was happening to me. I was like, the straws that we're grasping at right now.
I'm
you
sorry.
Want to try this.
I meant the tinted moisturizer one because I want to
that
compare
one.
tinted.
I can almost forgive you wanting to try that if you want to look green and gray. So more power to you, mama.
You're like, I can forgive you if you want to look disgusting,
mama.
Yeah,
for spilling.
Kudos, mama, for spilling.
Yeah,
yes. How brave. Okay,
so,
all
and
right,
my last one, girl. I'm out of virality.
Yeah,
and just no. I don't think people understand how bad this product is. Is the Milk Jelly Stick blushes, the 4 colors?
Yeah.
Robert Welsh talked about these too. That you cannot swipey swipe and then blend because this is a cheek stain. You have to pick this up on a brush and then tap it in quickly.
It is a Florence by Mills dollar store pH adjusting black blush turns pink on your cheek bullshit that can't go over a full face of makeup. It is so difficult to use, and I'm asking you all now, if you love me, go to your favorite content creators right now that you saw pushing this as though it resurrected their grandmother from the dead, and ask them in their comment section, still loving it? Haven't seen you use it in a while.
Yeah.
Where is everyone using it?
No, because everyone stopped using it because
now the hype's over.
You
lied and got your coin. Are you still using this? You still doing this over your full face of makeup for your New York City events, your LA events? You still piling this on? I don't think so, mama. Where is the stick? Where is the body? Like this got me mad. This enraged me because I have not seen this level of riggery and tomfoolery on social media since like, what was the thing before it that like got our blood boiling, like of this caliber where we knew it was shit. She's shit. Or what is that from? What's that from? Your shit. Your costume shit. Like, oh, Raven. Yeah,
I never said that you were shit, girl. Your hair is shit. Your makeup's shit. Your outfit is shit. And your acting was shit.
Yeah, you're shit.
Yeah, but I never said that
girl,
to her.
That's what, like, you know what I mean? What was the last thing? What was the thing before this?
I feel like it was to this caliber was the Charlotte Tilbury, the beauty wands.
And the Tarte.
And
wands.
the Maracuja.
Yes.
Clicky click. Yeah, mama.
That's what I mean. So,
and the squirt glosses from MAC, that like era of that product.
You better believe
viral.
Every event I go to for the next year, I will be asking every one of my content creator colleagues. I will go up to them and be like, what is that the Milk blush?
Yeah.
You still using it? Because you acted like it changed the game. You acted like they reinvented blush. Yeah. So, yeah, girl, run for the hills. You do not need this.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning into a brand new episode of Beautiful and Bothered. Make sure you subscribe to the official YouTube channel to get your episodes one day early. Also, make sure you subscribe to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review because that's all that matters. That sounded so bad.
No, it worked. You got through it.
Okay.
Is there anything else? I don't want to leave.
I don't want to leave. This was such a quick episode today. We really didn't flub.
Yeah,
I hate the word flub. Flub. Wherever you are, we hope you are happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
you are beautiful. See you next week.
I'm gonna run down and grab that jug of pretzels, girl. I'm hungry.
So am I, but I'm afraid to eat anything else.
Pretzels.
No, girl, not with peanut butter in them.
My pussy.
Oh God, we're still recording. Sorry, guys. No.
Ready when you are, baby girl.
Don't get out of bed for more than 10 inches.
I don't get out of bed. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah. Give me a $5 foot long. Cut that out.